Well, welcome to another exciting episode.
Of
Looking out and up.
and up, looking out and up. I'm Penny,
And I'm Les.
and
We're the Sojourners.
yes, Penny and Les Sojourners. And what I wanted to discuss, we wanted to discuss today, is about people who live in trailers.
Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
Two trailer park girls,
Go round the outside.
and it's
Those people, I don't even know why we let them vote.
I know
The people who live in trailers.
they're such trailer trash.
Trailer trash. And so many of them, they're like willing participants in it. They like do it. They want to do it. You believe that?
I believe that because
We are willingly
we are intentional
trailer trash.
trailer trash.
Yeah.
I used to tell Les, I am just so white trash, and he says, "Honey, no, you're not white trash. You are brown trailer trash."
You are white trash by association.
And so yes, we live in a trailer, a mobile home.
On property. We're not actually in a trailer park
On
because
private
we're not
land.
that trashy.
On private land.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there is a reason that we have.
3 reasons why we are intentional.
Well, there's numerous reasons why we're intentional trailer trash, but 3 main reasons
That we're going to share with you today.
yeah, and why this might be the right lifestyle for you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be white. But yeah, there's we have kind of a strange story to why we live the way we do.
And I think, a lot of people that, when they finally are invited to our home, I think they're kind of surprised to find out that we live in a trailer.
What do you mean they're surprised?
Yes.
What do you mean they're surprised?
They think that they think they're going to drive up into a house. I'm like, oh no, it's the old trailer.
With the crazy paintings on the outside and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there are actual reasons why we have lived in a trailer now for it's approaching 30 years. And this was not a brand new trailer 30 years ago. We actually live in a trailer that is 55 years old. Thereabouts.
1973.
Yeah, 52 years old.
1973 mobile home we lived in.
And the funny thing about this is when we purchased this 30 years ago, the intent was not. We had the same quote-unquote American dream as everybody else. We were buying the trailer
On private property.
to get the property to eventually build a home here.
Mm-hmm.
That was what we were anticipating. That was the plan. And there's a good reason why the plan fell apart, because as Penny and I made our way through life, we raised 5 children here. And it was very cramped. We have a single bathroom, folks. There is one bathroom. Although we have 4 bedrooms, we have a single bath. We did not luck into one of those trailers that had the huge garden tub and
Jacuzzi
tub. Yeah,
Oh.
we didn't happen into that. We happened
No.
into an old school. Well, and we're very fortunate because the trailer being built when it was built is actually very well built.
It was the top of the line mobile home in 1973.
Well, we're even worse because our trailer is a single wide trailer that has an addition put on it. So we are that's real trailer trash. When you just keep adding on to your trailer for more people to be able to live there, now you're full-blown trailer trash. And that's what we have. We have, yes, we have added on, and most people actually, we're being a little deceptive here because most people when they pull up in the driveway, it doesn't really look like a trailer. You would have to be paying very close attention to see that it is in fact a trailer. It much more resembles a home at the front. Now, when you get into the backyard, it's obvious that it's a trailer. But looking at it from the backyard forward, it's obvious a trailer. But obviously, it's a trailer. But from the front, it looks much more like a home, like an old stick-built home.
So, what's the first reason of why we are intentional
Well,
trailer trash?
we have them written down here, but I'm actually going to go with the second one is going to be the first one.
Okay.
It offered us options. By not building a home here, by staying in the trailer, Penny and I were in a way better financial situation to be able to do things that we wanted to do. Those options were that we decided when all the children got moved out of the home and were kind of on with their own lives. Yeah, and they were doing their own adult things. That we took 2.5 years and spent 2.5 years making our way through Mexico. And we had a lot of friends who just couldn't believe that because, of course, you live in a trailer. They all have way nicer homes than you, so they all obviously have more money than you.
Oh, they all have much nicer homes. They've got their boat in their driveway. They've got their quads. They've got their snowmobiles and.
Well, and to reiterate how trashy we are, we do not have a garage.
No, we don't.
We do not have a garage. And that was something else that we had contemplated doing years ago was, oh, well, we'll build a garage. We'll put up a carport. We'll do... But Penny threw a monkey wrench into that because Penny loves her yard. So she likes to garden. She likes... If I was going to put up a garage, it would completely interfere with the flowers that she has planted along the fence lines. We could not... It would have to go to the back. Yeah, it would have to go to the
berry
back.
patch.
So the reason that we've stayed in this trailer and the reason that we have never thought, in the last 20 years, we have never thought about building here or replacing this trailer. We are now convinced that we will piecemeal this trailer together until we both die.
Yep.
This will be our home, and it's funny, it has in fact become 100% a home. Our children all have fond memories of, yes, it was a cramped space. We did not have, big screen televisions, and we did not have any real amount of, we didn't really have privacy. There was not a ton of privacy in the home. But, yeah, what this home has allowed us to do is we have options. Penny and I can take vacations for 6 months if we want to, because the home is paid for. Anytime that an improvement is done to the home, it is paid for in cash. We pay for it at the time that it's done. And that gives us options in life. We do not have, like I say, we do not have a mortgage payment. And here's one for you folks. Because of the low value, because of how this place is actually valued, from an insurance standpoint, we don't really even carry any kind of traditional homeowners insurance.
No.
Because it would pay us...
It's a scam. I don't like insurance.
Oh, we both hate insurance anyway, but they would pay us for this trailer. We'll just say on the high side, they'd pay us $5,000 or $7,000. The only thing we would be insuring would be our our personal items that are housed within the trailer. But the insurance company sees the trailer as zero. It's really worth nothing. Mm-hmm. And so that's an option we have. We can choose to insure the trailer or to not insure the trailer, and to insure our personal items or to not insure our personal items. We're not big time accumulators. We have accumulated some things through the years that kind of more, what would you say?
Most of everything that we've accumulated is marketplace, garage sale, estate sale.
Yeah, but a lot of our stuff is just like pictures and things like that. We don't.
So we have the options. It's given us a lot of options.
Yeah, and one of those options is actually your key number one is freedom. We have the freedom to come and go as we please, to spend as much time here as we want to, and to spend as much time someplace else as we choose to.
So it's a freedom of location.
Well, yeah. And freedom from, here again, we're back to the mortgage thing. We're back to insurance payments. We're back to, those are all things that they're a chain, folks. Whether you want to admit it or not, you'll get to a point in your life, hopefully, where you do see that those monthly bills for something that somebody, it's it's a risk reward thing. Are you ever going to collect on your homeowner's insurance? You hope that you never have to. And when it comes time to actually attempt to collect on your homeowner's insurance, we have heard horror story after horror story from people who've actually had things happen. Trees come down on their houses, fires in their homes, and
Floods
yep,
in their
trying
basement.
to get money from the insurance company
Mm-hmm.
is like pulling teeth. So we not this is part of the option thing, like I say, but it is a freedom that we pick and choose how much we are willing to pay each month to secure our home. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I forget now where I was going with that. We were actually going to. I was going to talk. Oh, we also are free to pick and choose about the repairs that we're going to do. Are we going to make a major improvement when we have to repair? Are we going to put in new flooring tile? Or are we just going to fix it and move on? We have that option. Whereas most people with a home, you've got so much invested in the home that pretty much any time that you have to do a repair, it almost has to be an upgrade. You're going to have to upgrade what you do, what it is you're doing. Here, we're free to.
Well, this past year we just upgraded. We got that new furnace,
Yes,
and the original furnace.
yes, the original furnace in this old beat up mobile home lasted 52 years.
Can you believe that?
Now it was piecemealed together. I'm very fortunate. I have a brother who's in heating and air conditioning, and he was always able to piecemeal our furnace together and keep it working. And for, I don't know, we've probably had issues on and off with it for 10 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. Maybe, yeah, probably 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
But he was always able, it was so simple. It was such a simple design furnace that he was always able to piecemeal it together and keep heat in this house. And finally, last year, that furnace said, I'm out. I'm not, I just can't do this
So that
anymore.
was a big expense, but
Well, it wasn't a huge expense. It was actually a decent, yeah. And when you figure it's the first time in 30 years that we've had to actually do
the
a furnace
original
install.
furnace, that just still blows my mind. I mean, we it was just a few years ago where we had to replace the original refrigerator.
Yeah, yeah.
Believe that it was like a mustardy color.
Old mustard yellow, and it was ugly as sin, and everybody would tell you it was not very efficient. And I think it was an old Frigidaire, if I remember right. So it was made here locally. Actually, it was somewhat local. Yeah, and that actually, this is a funny story because that refrigerator never actually stopped working. We rented this while we were in Mexico when we took our trip to Mexico, when we made our way through Mexico for 2.5 years. We had a friend of the family who rented this, and he wanted a bigger refrigerator. So he moved that refrigerator out and moved his refrigerator in. That refrigerator was still functioning. I have no idea how old that refrigerator was, but it was old when we moved in. And we really never had any issues.
Because it used to match the stove.
Yeah, it was a stove matcher. And the funny thing is that freedom, again, now that goes to the third reason, it's solutions. See, this place offers us solutions to our problems. We fix what we have to fix. We upgrade what we would like to fix, or what we would like to upgrade, and we keep everything else exactly as it was. That gives us a solution to a lot of life's problems. It is a solution to how we choose to spend our money, where we choose to spend our money, where we choose to spend our time. And so this old trailer being what it is, and we are very thankful for what this trailer has provided for us. We struggled a lot when we first got together, and we had, like I said, we had 5 children between us, almost like a Brady Bunch. We were one short of a Brady Bunch. But this place has offered us a ton of solutions in life. We have never, people say whatever they want to about it. It is held together. It has never leaked on us. We have never had to repair. We've repaired. We've done maintenance, preventative maintenance on the roof, We've never been cold. We've never been, well, when the furnace quit, we were kind of cold. But we've never been out in the elements. This place has provided us with a wonderful home where, like I say, our children all have fond memories of it. And I can tell you this, that if we said to our children that we were going to tear this place down and we were just going to move this out of here and we were going to build a small house here where we are, there would be tears flowing. Even from my sons, they would be devastated that this place was coming out of here. They all have such, like I say, such fond memories. And folks, this is kind of, ultimately, this is kind of the point of this video.
Well, when they were younger, though, they were kind of ashamed. They embarrassed that we lived in a trailer. I remember one time our daughter was going to have a friend come over and hang out for the day, and I forget what time she was supposed to be here. It was early afternoon, and her mother was going to drop her off. And we live out in the country. And I remember seeing the vehicle slowly drive by our home, the front, and then it slowly returned, came back the other way. And then just a few minutes later, our phone rings, and it's my daughter's friend, and she says that her mother told her that she couldn't come over because they've got other plans. And that was the excuse. But I knew why, because I saw them driving by, because, oh my gosh, they live in a trailer. And I just, oh well.
There's so many upsides to this for us that it's almost funny. Not only has it allowed us to travel and to take time and to work minimally, to kind of pick and choose when we work and where we work and who we work for, but it's also enabled us, well, first, you guys have maybe seen them in the videos. We have two large dogs that live here with us. Both of them are 120 to 135 pounds. And they bark at everybody who goes by. If you're walking by, if you come into the yard, they're barking at you. But I don't even know why we really even have, that's not even really required because nobody is stopping at the trailer to rob the trailer. All of our neighbors are getting robbed well before we are going to get robbed. Nobody is stopping in here thinking that we have, that we have some sort of, well, that we have much of anything. And we do kind of live our lives like that. I accumulate a little bit more than you do. But, yeah, they don't see that this place would have anything of any real value. And there is truth to that, because if they came through the door to come in and steal our entertainment center or our stereo or our big screen television, we don't have any of that. So, yeah, they would be greatly disappointed. They can make off with a couple of iPads.
That's about it.
And some books. We got some books. Nobody reads books anymore, so that's not of any real value to most people. Trying to think, we have a lot of wool clothing. We have a lot of wool. So if somebody was interested in wool clothing, this would be a slam dunk for them if they decided to come in and steal wool clothing. But yeah, and this is the point of all of this is, folks, we have friends who we've always been the I'm doing air quotes here. We've always been the poor people amongst our friends. We've never upgraded, and people go, oh, you're still living in that ratty old trailer. But when it came time for us to decide that we were going to spend 2.5 years in Mexico, or when it came time for us to just simply we bought property in the South, and we left here for, how long were we gone?
Near a year.
Almost a year. And went down to clear and work on that property and get that property up to the level we wanted it. We had the time. We had the ability to do that. I just simply went into work and said, well, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice, and bought property and we're going to go down, we're going to spend time on that property. We may even decide to move there. That was an option that we had. We were talking seriously at that time. We might just move something onto that property, probably another trailer or a tiny house of some sort, and we'll just live down there and maybe rent this place out. Maybe that's what we'll do. Or, but these are the options that this has allowed us to do, and because we never really chased the bigger, the better home, this home has provided us with, the most important thing is it's provided us with tons of memories, but it's always provided us with shelter. We've always been comfortable here. And it also, I think this home is directly responsible for Penny and I both becoming, I won't say we're minimalists, but remaining somewhat minimalist. We just don't have the room to do crazy things here. We can't accumulate huge amounts of things because I think we figured it out. I think we have a total of like 1,200 square feet. And that's even kind of stretching it because some of that is just simply 3-season porch. We have a 3-season porch and it's kind of kept us grounded. We don't chase a new $3,000 sofa to fill up our living room. We don't chase a $10,000 sound system. And I was probably more likely to be like that than Penny ever was. But we've just always kind of stayed grounded here to, we have everything we need in this small, humble abode. We've never really pursued the 4,000 square foot mansion, and as we've gotten older, we realize we are so glad that we didn't. We can both quit. Well, Penny is effectively, she's retired, but we could both stop working, and we would be just fine. And all of this, folks, I don't want anybody to ever misread what we're doing here. All of this, Penny and I, we have never made more. Each of us have never made more than $60,000 or $65,000 in a year individually. Neither one of us ever have. That would be the top of where we were, and we just never had to pursue the crazy long hours. We never had to put up with bosses that we didn't want to put up with, or circumstances in the workplace that we didn't want to put up with. We were always free to leave our job and know that we weren't going to lose our home. Know that we weren't going to be in a bad way. That's just,
We do not want to become a slave to our job. Because if we did, had we have built the big home with the attached garage, we would become a slave to whatever job we had because the bills have to get paid. And
yeah, and this place, this place was paid off in less than 20 years. And we were very fortunate in the fact that we both kind of looked at each other and said, well, if we want to build now, we're going to do this again for another 20 years. I mean, we were attached to having to work and to work jobs. We didn't need to make a ton of money because we never had a huge home payment. But if we were going to build here, we were going to attach ourselves to another, I think this place was paid off, if I'm not mistaken, when I was 41-ish, this place was paid off. To at 41 say we want to build a home and we want to take out a mortgage, we want to take out a loan to build a home, and I would have said, and I would have then committed myself to working another 20 to 25, well, we wouldn't have taken out more than a 20-year mortgage, but to say that now, starting at 40, there is no relief for me until 60. Penny was very supportive of, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to be in the game of having to do this for the next 20 years.
I've just never been attracted really to the big homes or the new things, new car. I've always had an attraction for the old farmhouses with all the nooks and crannies and the little yard with
the creek in the floor.
The creek in the floor. that's to me now. Those are just that's a kind of home that I would be attracted to. And if it's out of my reach, well, I already know how much I would want to pay for something like that, and then we consider, well, we don't want to be in that far of debt because then it negates some of our options that we would have.
Yeah, it folks, it's killing your freedom. That's all there is to it. The less options you have, the less freedom you have. When
I'd rather, I would rather us have the freedom options rather than have the big house and the new car and the boat, all of that.
Yeah, and we've still managed to. I mean, we have a canoe. Don't have a fancy boat, but it still gets us on the water if we want to go fish.
Mm-hmm.
We have most of the things that other people have. It's just in a little bit different. Mm, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's it it's not fancy, and it's just a little.
It's functional.
Yeah, and everything that we try to do here, we try to make sure that things are functional, and a lot of times we try to make sure things have more than one purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So our camper is a cargo trailer that we can
Mm-hmm.
pull everything out of and not take all the camping stuff out, and we can load a lawnmower into it and deliver a lawnmower to my son's house when he decided to buy a lawnmower, and get back home, and in 15 minutes the trailer is turned back into a camper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the idea behind this, folks, is don't get caught up. We discussed this in an episode before. I call it Madison Fifth Avenue. Do not get caught up in the Madison Fifth Avenue. What I wanted to touch on is the bigger the house that people own in general, you'll notice this. Just pay attention, observe people, learn to observe what's going on around you. The bigger the home, the less likely there are to be people there.
That
Mom is
reminds
working, dad is working, children are all out doing other things. Nobody's in the homes.
That's, that reminds me of what my mom would always say. She'd say, "Leck," she'd say, "big house, little heart."
Mhm.
She said, "Little house, big heart." That's what my mother used to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade. I am so thrilled, and I think it's odd, and without getting too woo woo about it, I think the small home where our children were raised here, the small confines, is a reason that all of our children are still close. We are still close to our children. They all have a great relationship. They talk. They are friends, not just siblings. Even though they're step siblings, they don't refer to each other as step siblings. They're just siblings. And a small space forced us all to know each other, to get along with each other. We know each other probably, we do. We simply know each other better because of a small space that we all shared. Rather than somebody being in the East Wing and somebody else being in the West Wing, or just simply
Mm-hmm.
locked up in their bedrooms. Our children did not have their own bedrooms, they shared bedrooms. Um, and I think that it has helped the family tremendously. You used to see this in the old days. I grew up in a very small home, and I had two siblings and my parents. There were five of us in the home, and we did not have a large house. My brother and I had to share a room, and because of that, the family, I think, stays somewhat close, and the family remains somewhat intimate, if you will. There's
So the smaller the home,
the bigger the heart.
the bigger the heart.
So keep that in mind. If you, we would suggest that anybody follow our path and become trailer trash, intentional trailer trash.
Intentional
If you can
trash.
find, it's the best way to do it. I think maybe is, yes, to find property that has an old beat up trailer on it. And if you don't have to be, I'm not a carpenter by any stretch of the imagination, but you can keep these things patched together, and with minimal, with $1,000 here and $500 there and $300 here and $700 there, you can keep these things patched together, and you will find that it opens up options. It gives you solutions to most people's life problems, sticking with jobs they don't like, and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. Options, freedom, solutions. That's what you're going to find in these beat up old trailers on property out in the country somewhere.
So, on that note, remember, life doesn't get better.
You get better. Thanks for hanging with us, guys. We'll see you soon.